In today's video, I'm ranking every Clash of Clans troop from worst to best. It's also important for me to mention that I'm only ranking the normal troops, so no super troops will be included in this video. With that being said, let's just jump right into things. Coming in at last place on my list is the Skeletons. This troop has both the lowest damage and the lowest hit points of any troop in Clash of Clans. Overall, the Skeletons' best use is as a mini tank for point defenses like the archer towers and cannons, but overall they fall short and take up the place for the worst Clash of Clans troop of all time. Number 39. The Barbarian is similar to the Skeleton, as it only takes up one housing space. The major part that differentiates the Barbarian from the Skeleton is its ability to be used as a mini tank. Unfortunately, aside from this, the Barbarian is primarily only used in Barsh farming strategies during the early Town Hall levels, which is why it falls this low on the list. Also, make sure you guys stick around to the end of the video, as I'm positive the number one place will surprise you. Number 38, the Goblin. Now, the Goblin is a troop that definitely has its use case in both early game farming and primarily being used as a cleanup troop for resource structures at later Town Hall levels. They deal double damage to all resource buildings, which can be super useful for quick back-end cleanup during raids. The problem is, aside from these use cases, the normal Goblin just doesn't see much play in Clash of Clans, and it's usually overshadowed by the Super Goblin. Number 37. Wall breakers. Once again, the wall breaker runs into a similar problem as the Goblin, where it gets outshined by the super wall breaker. During the early game, wall breakers are crucial, but once players start to unlock siege machines and even the super troops, the wall breakers end up quickly falling off, and they're virtually never used at higher Town Hall levels. That's why they're once again falling towards the bottom of the list. Number 36, we have the Giants. The Giant is the first major tank troop you unlock in Clash of Clans, and during the early stages of the game, it's crucial for basically every attack strategy. Unfortunately, later in the game, it gets outshined by better tanks like the Golem, Ice Golem, or even the Yeti, and it's just not seen much at the higher Town Hall levels. I guess you can also use it to test for traps for flame flingers, but aside from that, you'll pretty much never see a higher level player using Giants in Clash of Clans. Number 35. Archers. The Archer is the best single housing space troop currently in Clash of Clans. It's a very simple cleanup troop that's used primarily for sniping outside structures that are out of range of different defenses. That's pretty much all I have to say about them. They're boring but effective, which is why they take the 35th place on the list. Number 34. Valkyries. I'm sure most people saw this one coming, but the Valkyrie has to be one of the most inconsistent troops of all time. The troop is originally released at Town Hall 8 and is basically only used at that exact Town Hall level. Later on, the troop just completely falls out of meta up until you unlock the Root Riders at Town Hall 15. The Root Rider does have the ability to completely open up walls, which finally brought the Valkyries back into the meta, but with the massive Root Rider nerfs recently, they just aren't as good as they once were. Number 33. Minions. The Minions are the first Dark Elixir troop unlocked, and it's probably the best value cleanup troop in the game. For only 2 housing space, you get a decent amount of damage output from a flying troop, so it can snipe structures near any ground-based defenses like the cannon and mortar. Like, seriously though, this troop is used as a cleanup troop in a majority of different attack strategies. Number 32. Lava Pups. The Lava Pup is very similar to the Minion, but a big swarm of them spawn when the Lava Hound troop is destroyed. Due to their distraction and cleanup potential of these Lava Pup swarms, they rank barely higher than the Minion in Clash of Clans. Number 31. The Bear. This is the second version to the brand new Druid troop that spawns 30 seconds after a Druid is deployed. Personally, I would consider the Bear to be more of an additional benefit of using the Druid and less of an individual troop itself. It's also early in the troop's life, so we will have to see how it plays out in the meta, but for now I'm going to leave it at the 31st place on this list. Number 30. The Apprentice Warden. Don't get me wrong, the Apprentice Warden definitely has some unique use cases, and it can bring huge value to certain armies. The main problem I have with the Apprentice Warden is that it feels very niche to specific armies, which is why I have a hard time ranking it any higher. Number 29. Golem Mites. These are the mini golems that spawn once the regular golems are taken out, and they bring some amazing additional tanking for your army on the back end of an attack. They also come from the Golem, which is already a great tank troop that's used in a majority of attacks and at a majority of different Town Hall levels. This is why I personally think the Golem Mites are a great addition troop that you get with the Golems already, not costing you any extra housing space. Number 28. The Yeti Muts. These little guys are crucial for the Yetis to be able to snipe defenses behind walls, which is where the Yetis get the majority of their value from. Truly an underrated unit in Clash of Clans. I'm probably going to make some people mad placing the Electro Dragon this low on my list, but hear me out. The Electro Dragon is basically only used in one spam army, and unless you're an actual pro player, you most likely aren't going to be 3-starring anyone with the Drake spam. Seriously, anytime anyone in my clan brings Electro Dragons into war, it's like I'm just waiting for them to get a guaranteed 1-star. Number 26. The Pekka. The Pekka is one of the most iconic troops for any OG Clash of Clans players. The Go Wipe attack strategy was basically the only dominant attack strategy used during the 2015 Clash of Clans time. Over time, unfortunately, the Pekka's use cases have kind of fell off, pretty much only being used in certain smash attack armies nowadays. It still is an amazing troop, but it just doesn't really stack up against some of the other troops we have in the game nowadays. Number 25. The Wizard. The Wizard is one of them troops that just have so many different use cases that it's hard to rank them low on the list. They can be used for funneling, high damage output, clan castle cleanup, and even a decent troop for back end base cleanup. Overall, the Wizard is a great troop, taking up the 25th place on this list. Number 24. The Druid. The Druid is hard for me to rank since it's so new to the game, but for now, I'm placing it right near the middle of all Clutch Clans troops. It's primarily used as a support troop and it's very good at what it does, but in my opinion, it just doesn't stack up against the healer. Number 23. The Bowler. The Bowler, in my opinion, is one of the most fun troops to use in Clash of Clans of all time. Unfortunately though, it doesn't get a ton of use in the current meta. Its primary use is just smash attacks like Pekka Bobat, but it also has some small use in sniping buildings from the outside of a base. But I seriously love using this troop. It's just so satisfying watching those balls bounce. Number 22. The Wall Wrecker. The Wall Wrecker is the first siege machine to hit my list, as I believe it's probably the worst of all 5 siege machines. Its tanking abilities are super good, but due to its slow speeds, it just doesn't really stack up against the other siege machines in the game. There's basically almost no case in which someone would take a Wall Wrecker over a log launcher, which is why I have to place it this low on the list. Number 21. The Witch. The Witch has a history in Clash of Clans for being one of the most overpowered troops of all time. Overall, it has been nerfed more times than any other troop in the game, and if it was still in its prime, I would probably be the number 1 on this list. Unfortunately though, due to all of its nerf, it kind of falls off during the later Town Hall levels, which is why it now falls at the 21st place on this list. Number 20. The Dragon Rider. The Dragon Rider is an extremely powerful troop, but I can't rank it any higher on this list since it's only used at the higher Town Hall levels and in one army composition, being the Hydra attack strategy. Number 19. The Battle Drill. The Battle Drill is an amazing siege machine, but I just feel like it's very niche, so it isn't quite as good as some of the other siege machine choices out there. Number 18. Electro Titan. The Electro Titan is a very strong troop overall, mostly due to its defensive clan castle capabilities. Alongside being one of the strongest defense troops in the game, it also can be used in its own smash attack, which is very strong at the higher Town Hall levels. Number 17. The Miner. The Miner is a very powerful troop, primarily due to its use in the Queen Charge hybrid attack strategy. Alongside being a part of one of the strongest attacks in the game, it can also be a very strong farming army if you use masked miners. Its versatility lets it take away the 17th place on this list. Number 16. The Baby Dragon. The Baby Dragon is placed this high on the list primarily due to its funneling capabilities. For the low price of 10 housing space, it's one of the best funneling troops in the entire game, making it a very strong choice for a variety of attacks. Number 15. The Yeti. Overall, the Yeti is one of the most versatile troops in the game. It can be used for funneling, tanking, and even using a blimp to take out core defenses like the Town Hall or the Eagle Artillery. The troop's versatility is why it takes up the 15th place on the list. Number 14. The Stone Slammer. The Stone Slammer is an amazing siege machine choice for basically any air attack strategy. It has great tanking abilities as well as a very strong amount of damage output, making it a great choice for almost every attack. Number 13. Root Riders. The Root Rider a few weeks ago would have been ranked in first place for sure, but due to its recent nerfs, I feel like it's not nearly as strong as it once was. Nowadays, I feel like it's being overshadowed by Super Witches and Dragons at Town Hall 16, which is why it's not as strong as it once was. Also, it does lose some points in my ranking since it's only available to a small percentage of the player base at Town Hall 15 and Town Hall 16. Number 12. The Siege Barracks. The Siege Barracks is an amazing choice for a siege machine for a ton of different attacks. It provides the best funneling in the entire game while also bringing in a ton of extra troop capacity through its spawning of Pekkas and Wizards. If you have a max level Siege Barracks, you get 2 Pekkas and a ton of Wizards, bringing you so much extra value to a raid. Number 11. The Ice Golem. This is one of the best tanks in the game, providing both a lot of tanking for your army as well as the freeze effect upon its death. Due to its low housing space and high value, it's used as a tank for a ton of different strategies, primarily being used in hero dives. Ice Golem overall is an amazing pick, which is why it takes the 11th place on the list. Number 10. The Log Launcher. The Log Launcher is one of the most versatile siege machines of all time, being able to be used for insane value in almost any attack. It is a ground siege machine, but it can be used very well for both ground and air attacks alike, and that's why it is the 10th place on this list, bringing so much value to almost any attack strategy. Number 9. The Lava Hound. The Lava Hound is the primary tanking troop for air attacks, making it take the 9th place on this list. Its primary use is obviously the Lava Loon attack strategy, but it can also be used to defend different things like a blimp. Number 8. Hog Riders. The Hog Rider is a very strong troop from its addition at Town Hall 7 all the way through to Town Hall 16. It's used in a wide variety of attack strategies, including Mass Hog Riders, Go Boho, and the Queen Charge hybrid. Overall, its ability to be used at basically every Town Hall level is why it places so high on the list at number 8. Number 7. Dragons. The Dragon is very similar to the Hog Rider, as it is effective from Town Hall 7 all the way through to Town Hall 16. The only reason I place it above the Hog Rider is I feel like it is slightly more consistent than some of the common Hog Rider armies. Number 6. Headhunters. The Headhunter takes the 6th place on my list as it is the best support troop in Clash of Clans. Its ability to deal with any hero is crucial for a lot of attacks, making it a very powerful troop for any army composition. Number 5. Flameflinger. The Flameflinger takes away the 5th place on this list as it's a very versatile siege machine. Number 4. Battle Blimp. The Battle Blimp is my top rated siege machine due to its versatility and attack strategies. It can be used for Sneaky Archer Blimp, Blizzard, or even a Yeti Blimp to clear out major defenses and set up for a ton of different attack strategies. Number 3, the Golem. In my opinion, the Golem is the best tank in Clash of Clans as it can be used at any Town Hall level for basically any attack strategy. Due to the importance of tanks in attacks, the Golem takes away the spot for the third best troop in the game. Number 2, healers. The healer takes the second place on this list as it is the best support troop in all of Clash of Clans. The Queen Walk and Warden Walk are such staples in Clash of Clans that it's hard to place the healers any lower on this list, just bringing a ton of value to your attacks. And taking away the first place on this list is the Balloon. The Balloon is the best troop in Clash of Clans due to its versatility as it is used in literally every strategy in the game. It's used as a main part to a lot of strategies as well as its use as a Coco-loon for Queen Walks. Overall, the Balloon just brings so much value to every attack strategy, so I have to place it at the number 1 place. Comment below if you agree, or if you don't agree, what is the best Clash of Clans troop of all time, and make sure to subscribe for an instant 5 IQ.